Good day, this is your buddy Jim, Saw Logs Plastic Hubs. We have another slop in the shop for you. Typical mix of stuff, road trips. I've got another road trip this week. I'm not sure what else is going to be in it. I think there may be some machining. I'm not sure yet. If it is, it's going to be a piece of a project. I'm not sure. So break that widescreen out, call your neighbors over, have the watch party with me again, please. Sit back, even if it's a watch party of one, and enjoy the pig slop this week being fed. We got some new pigs, then we got to fatten them up for next year. So let's get started feeding them up. I hope y'all have a great day. Good morning, this is Jim. And I've got some items I want to show you that I got in my slop here recently, some things that's come into the shop. These are belts to fit a belt sander, a bench type belt sander that we have. We're going to use this bit on a Craftsman belt sander that I have. These belts are going to be used in race car tires once I get the machine built. I was at auction the other day, and this has come up, and this again is an item I'm going to primarily use in the race car. It's a little LED lamp, and it's supposed to fit on a headband here. It fits on your head right here, and then you basically clip it to your head. So when you're working on your race car or whatnot, you are working on anything hands-free, but that's primarily what I got it for. And it also uses USB to charge it with. So it's charged by USB. I got to find where the port's at. I don't see it nowhere handy, but it's here somewhere, they say. Oh, it's probably inside of this side right here, under this little red dude. Under this little red dude. Now that's just off and on button. We'll need to find the charge port. Folks, I picked this up at one of the Friday night auctions. There's a USB port on this end. It fits to your head, and you see it's got this LED light. I bought it for racing use in the pits for the race car. But it would be really good for anything that you're doing and you need extra light and you're trying to work with your hands, automotive work, plumbing work, anything like that. On your house, in a dark corner, because you basically put a strap on. Here's a strap, and this will go to your head. That's a really neat item. Acid brushes, mainly for the shop gifts or whatnot. And I stopped by Harbor Freight yesterday and got that. This is a piece of all thread, 5/8 11. This will be used in the motor, the tire prep building machine. And what it is, instead of me using lug studs, I'm going to just cut sections of threaded rod, and I'm going to thread this 5/8 11 and Loctite it. Hey, this will work. It'll be just fine, because again, all we're going to do is more or less set a tire up on the stand. I just picked this up today at local bolt supply place. And these pair of gloves right here I'm going to bring out, they come in my sanding disc. Oh, by the way, I thought I'd mention this. Steve Martin at Solid Rock has these little bars. He gifted me one of them. But I'm going to tell you what, these are some of the most awesome little boring bars you can get your hands on, and for these lathes. And mine, I just love mine to death. It works. I mean, I've got other boring bars I use, but this one here has become my favorite pretty quickly. And I'm going to tell you, you know, a good quality tool sometimes is just hard to beat. And I know the insert's a little tough to get and pricey, but I'm going to tell you, I love this thing to death. And I'm going to thank Steve and his family again for giving me that boring bar, because that sure does work good. Good morning, this is your buddy Jim. We're going on a road trip again today. We got a 3-stopper, so you're gonna have 3 time lapses. The first one is from here to SRI to get lug nuts. We're going from SRI in Denver to Mooresville, North Carolina, to the Publix to get, guess what? caffeine-free Diet Mountain Dews for the sweetheart. Then we're going to leave there and go to the Sam's Club in Mooresville, and then we'll come home. Well, I'm not going to show you to come home, but you're going to get the first three different videos, 3 different stop out, basically time lapses. So, hey, let's get a road trip in. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this little road trip. I'm sitting in the Sam's parking lot here in Mooresville, North Carolina. It'll be about a 30-minute ride home, and I'm not gonna repeat the same. You're gonna see the same country on the way back. So with all that being said, hope you enjoyed this, and hope you enjoyed the slot this week too also. Have a great day. Guys, as you know, on my tire machine, I want to be able to do stuff for other things. Even though I don't have it, I'm doing it also to be able to help friends. So 4-cylinders around here are really big. So I'm gonna need a plate for a Mustang. So what I've got is another piece of material that comes from the ubiquitous scrap bin. And I just laid it basically doing some. I'm not so sure I'm going to turn the ODs on this thing. I might. Let me see how it does when the bolt pattern comes out. The big difference on the Mustangs is they use 1/2-inch studs. What I'm going to do is just use 1/2-inch bolts to hold the wheels up with the polish. I don't know if they're coarse threads or fine threads. I might go ahead and tap it 1/2 inch fines around it, so I can just use standard lug nuts. So if I do that, I can just tap it out and get some threaded rod later. So we're going to go ahead and get set up to do this. In fact, I'm thinking very seriously about drilling a pattern for this thing and not even turning it round. It's not going to really matter because this is just going to screw up on there in a wheel. The speeds are not enough. I may turn it round just because to make it round. Once I get all the holes in it, that's when I'll decide what I'm going to do. This is a little bit thicker than the other plate, but again, I'm just using stuff that's hanging around. This is just a piece of scrap flat steel. It came from the same place I usually get all my stuff, Metal Supermarket stuff, or out of a scrap bin. And one of the lessons I learned the other day with this chuck, and you know, this import chuck here, is, well, first thing, you've got to chuck them up straight, folks, and that ain't straight, is it? I'm really bad for that. Get them things off like that, folks. But what I was going to say, one of the things I learned the other day when I was messing with the other plate, had a lot of trouble with the taps spinning in the chuck jaw. And one of the difference between this chuck and a Jacobs is actually the chuck keys are not as good. So I happen to have, where I worked at Eaton many years ago, they throwed all these out because they wanted to spring load it. So, see, I'm having the same problem today. There it goes. I have so what I've learned, I need to get this a little deeper. Make sure I clear it good past the end. Let me hit it one more time. Now I do that. And one of the things I learned was that the keys are not as good as the Jacobs. Since I had some Jacobs keys that fit, I just swapped it out and that solved about half the problem. So, you notice I still have a little bit of a slippage. Alright, let's set up and put the bolt pattern in. And this is hole number 1. Like I said, this is going to be a lot thicker plate. I'm going to go ahead and do these in fine thread. That way I can just go pick up 4 regular lug nuts. And don't have to buy the racing ones that'll hold the wheels good enough for this. We probably won't put 3 studs in it anyway. May only put 2. Alright, so that's that hole drilled and centered. And let me get down the hill. And then we'll put the drill in and do the drill, and then we'll tap fine thread tap through it. This is a little thicker plate than I would normally use, but again, this is a piece of scrap, folks, and you know, I'm just making this up out of what's laying in the junk pile here at my house. We're not trying to be fancy here. We're just trying to get the job done. So the way I've got my machine made, you see, all I got to do is spin this, spin the big one off and the little one right on. And I'm still undecided about what to do about it. Once I get all the... I figured while I'm set up, it'd be a lot easier to drill all the bolt holes. All right, we'll just chamfer it. I'll just bring you back and we'll tap it. I'm not even going to show you tapping. It's the same thing. Just a little FYI on this. This plate wasn't symmetrical. It wasn't. It was not square. It's a bit rectangle. So, which doesn't really matter because when you zero this thing out here in the center this way and that way, you got true centers. So it doesn't really matter, even though it's a little longer than it is wide. But it'll work, and that's all that matters. Alright, I know everybody watches Mr. Pete. And in Mr. Pete's recent video, he had some plates burn out plasma cut to make some dividing head plates, and he's doing video series on it. Well, you know, this is that plate you see me drill just a few minutes ago to make the wheel thing. Well, it does work, but I decided I wanted it to be round. So what I've done is I basically laid it out, made me some marks, and right now I'm cutting the corners off in the bandsaw so I can put it in the lathe and turn it round. So that's what we're doing. Alright, like I said when I was talking here earlier, I don't have a few high school kids help me out like Mr. Pete, so I've kind of got to do things a little differently. I wanted this round, so basically what I've got here is just this is just a flat square plate what I had to make this. And I want this to be round just for the appearance of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the nut arbor thing again. The bolt pattern and all, by the way, I drilled them in on the mill earlier. I know you've seen that. So basically what I'm doing is I take these things and kind of put them in a stop sign shape and lay them out. I want this to be approximately 6 inches or so in diameter when I'm done. The reason I'm doing it on a collet and bolt, I had a collet set up in here a while ago, making the parts for Larry, so start changing the chuck out. And this is just, you know, again, it's a typical deal. You see me do it. I'm just going to go in here and take fairly light cuts and just at low RPM. Light interrupt the cuts until I get it round. Just like that right there. Don't take no more than 30 or 40 thousandths. It's a very time consuming process. But when you don't have no other way to make them round out of flats, it's what you got to do. This is the last pass across this thing. I know it's a lot of trouble sometimes. But again, if you got scrap, again, I got more time than money sometimes. This particular material doesn't cost me anything, so I mean it does, but considering all things considering, it doesn't. And again, this is, I just went out there and found a piece of flat. It's easier to find this in scrap too, by the way, so. And it would have worked just fine rectangle, but it just don't look as cool. Like I say, there's not a real fixed OD to this, and I want to make sure I've turned it out. Yeah, so you see, there we go. Perfectly fine there. Now I'll just, alright, this is the last little face. So we went from a round piece of a square, actually an outer round. It's not really a square, it's a rectangular piece that we started with this morning, and now we've got a round piece. Well, this is a little thicker than the other. No reason, just because this is what the material was. And this is the Mustang wheel mount. And And I'll glue this up later. Get some lug nuts and stuff. We'll get it together. So, another project off the books. Alright guys, in the background my saw's running. I hope you enjoyed today's video of this week's Slop. This is a copyright production of James Dedman. Saw Logs Plastic Hubs. I hope your watch party went well, even if it was one of one. Subscriptions, I'd still like to get a few of them. You know, obviously we're still trying to grow. With that being said, I appreciate it. If you're just stopping by and visiting for the Slop, hey, that's fine too. Comments are always welcome. Please take the time to make the comments. I'll get back to you. And also remember, this is the holiday season, folks. So let's all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you in the next series of videos. Have a great day.